1.9 is dealing with the distance formula and the midpoint formula. I know we dealt with these back in geometry, and they may even do them a little bit in algebra too, so hopefully this is a little bit of a review for you in pre-calculus. The distance formula and the midpoint formula are essentially two things that you guys can memorize. There's the distance and there's the midpoint. The distance formula does come from the Pythagorean theorem, which I know I proved during class, but this, I guess I don't have to do it again. Yeah, so basically when you're doing it, it's just going to find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane. In this example 1, it gives you a couple of points, gives you 3 points essentially, and you want to find out which is closer to point A. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking P and A, right, and finding the distance between those two, and then I'm taking Q and A and finding the distance between those two using the formula. So real quick, just to show you guys what to do, P and A, I would just plug in, I don't know what's going on there. Plug in my y sub 2 there, and my y sub 1 there, and then my x sub 2 here, and my x sub 1 there. And really what you're doing is just finding the difference in the x's, which in this case is 4, and then the difference in the y's, which in this case is 5, and then squaring each of them. It doesn't really matter which comes first because you are squaring them, and the negative sign goes away. So you get root 41 for the first ones, and then root 45 for the second one. So the Q and A are the two that are a little bit farther away than the P and A. So that's that. Midpoint formula, similar in the sense that you're just plugging them into a formula. You're essentially taking the average of the x's and the average of the y's to find the middle point. So if you think about it conceptually, you've got an x-coordinate and an x-coordinate, and you're trying to find that middle x-coordinate, and then you've got a y-coordinate and a y-coordinate, and you're trying to find that middle y. That's really all you're doing. It could ask it in a little bit more, difficult way with a parallelogram and bringing back more geometry concepts. But besides that, if you know the formula, you guys should be good with that. Then, of course, we have a couple of other things, x-intercepts, y-intercepts, symmetry. Okay, we did talk about symmetry, obviously. Symmetry with respect to the x-axis, that's essentially meaning if you flip it over the x-axis, and if you fold it over this crease, it's symmetric to the x. If you fold it over this crease, it's symmetric to the y. And then lastly is the hardest one with respect to the origin. Essentially, the way that I like to do it is you're taking this piece and you're spinning it around 180 degrees. So you're kind of rotating it over here, assuming that it's like a pinwheel or something, if you guys even know what that is. So that's what I think is the easiest way to look at that. And besides that, we've got the equation of the circle. And the equation of the circle, again, you guys did in geometry, but again, it's a good refresher. H and K, like we talked about in a couple of other points, H and K are basically the center point for my circle, and then R is my radius. So you guys on the one below, 2, 5 is my center point, 2, -5, and then 3 is my radius. So there you have your formula. I mean, that's pretty much it. I hope this helps out.